I'm John Egan. I'm a Chief Recreational Officer here at Sugarbush, Vermont, which means I'm in charge of fun and learning. I had ulcerative colitis since I was 15 years old, and at 52 I had a operation and my colon was removed, and I now live with a J-pouch. You know, it never slowed me down one bit. I went out there and just acted like I was healthy and did what I could and managed it the best I could. I still traveled and lived all over the world and climbed peaks and did whatever pretty well. It's mind over matter for sure. I lived for 3 months with the ostomy before I had my J-pouch, and at first I was like, oh, how can I do this? How can I do that? But obviously today I'm set up to go downhill mountain biking. I'm covered in plastic and gear. And when I told the doctor I was going to do that shortly after I got my ostomy, he's like, well, geez, you gotta be careful. But, you learn to deal with these things. It's all right.
Yeah, believe in yourself. That's John Egan's motto. Maybe because he was never given anything. From a family of 7 brothers and sisters, he was always fending for himself. Now, it's him against the mountain.
Well, when I got diagnosed at age 15, it was horrifying to me. The bedside manner of the doctor basically sucked, and he made me feel like ashamed to have this illness, and it was something that I was always quiet about, and a lot of people never knew I had it, but it wears on your mind every day that you're trying to do normal things with something abnormal going on. Oh, with Warren Miller, I have skied south of the border, so to speak, all through Chile and Argentina, most of South America, New Zealand, Russia, all through the Arctic, from Greenland to Siberia, and pretty much all around the world, and trying to be the first one to get someplace that no one had done before. Not always making it, but having a good time along the way.
The Julian Alps in Slovenia were my favorite mountains. They were steep, and they had some steeps in them. With steep, and there was a steep part to them.
Anybody who thinks they have a safe and secure life ought to think again, because we live in an unpredictable world, and you can choose either to participate in it or stand by and watch it go by.
John and Dan Egan are participants in the sport of life, pushing their limits on the outer edges of the world alpine. They give up the secure life to ensure they get every bit out of the life they have. They have skied more peaks in remote parts of the world than anyone before them.
I climb a volcano and ski it, and we finally got there. We were in Siberia, the Kamchatka Peninsula, and we got a helicopter ride up this one morning, which was fantastic. And so it's early morning, we're up there skiing. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing where all of a sudden we had the availability to fly this copter, and we got up there. So if you can imagine the whole way down a 14,000-foot volcano, and I was not fully prepared that day, and it was a messy situation, but I just lived with it and skied like a hero, because still wearing those dirty pee pants.
Mountains and travel and the never-ending search for your next meal is a constant in the lives of adventure skiers.
I spent 10 years living and traveling with the Inuit communities of the Arctic, and you eat enough walrus and seal meat and you'll see what a bad diet can do to your intestines. So, a lot of just suffering and planning and making sure you realize that's just part of your life and deal with it and smile through it all. Part of your kit is, definitely like you say, wipes or towels or, toilet paper or whatever. And, not make it a freak-out session if you got to go use that stuff. Just get her done. A lot of the times I think you look back to kids and they're like, oh, Dad, I wet my pants or whatever, because they're just worried about going to take a leak. And these are all bodily functions that we all have. We're just lucky enough to have more than the rest of them. So pride in that. You know, I don't think having a disease like this is, anything you have to worry about or let it change your life. You still should dream big and follow those dreams, and just learn to deal with it in different ways. But don't let your insecurities about how your day is going to go ruin your day. It's really important. I do a lot of speaking in front of big crowds in halls of 1,500 or 2,000 people, and getting up there and trying to talk to them, and halfway through just say, "Uh-oh, I gotta go." And you just deal with it, make a joke out of it, do something, and you'd be surprised how you can connect with most of the people out there. Never stay quiet means open up to your friends and your community, because you'll realize your community is probably a lot bigger than you realize, and a lot more people are living with situations that you don't know about or never would. I remember when I got diagnosed in my 50s, I had a cameraman that I had traveled with in 3 different continents come to me and say, "Hey John, I've lived with a ostomy my whole life." And he kept it quiet and I kept it quiet, and we traveled together for years and never spoke to each other. So you can see where if I had just opened up, we could have bonded a little bit more and probably helped each other out in a few situations. Band together, go out there, do things, live a full life, because this is just part of life, and there's no script, and it's not a dress rehearsal. So it's not like it's going to be better next time. Step up today and play the game.
You can go so far to find a move.